Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Max, and this is Forklift Simulator 86. How's it going tonight, Chris?
Happy MLK Day, Senpai.
So,
Notice me,
yeah.
please.
Oh God. Yeah. It's yeah, it's kind of interesting how we look back on this day, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, it was what MLK stood for. It's all we do here in Texas, and it's just like, you motherfuckers, like.
Yeah, dude, fuck you.
Like, you're making it so that they don't even have to teach about MLK.
Yeah,
what the
seriously,
fuck's wrong with you?
I hate going back to kind of like our topic the last time we recorded an episode of Shenmue. I just hate the presence of social media and how it bastardizes everything into this you know what would help is if I had this in full screen.
Oh.
There we go.
All right, we're good. All I'm doing is
We're
drinking
good.
my Coke anyway.
Yep. Just pounding sodas. But yeah, no, MLK Day, it's, obviously very serious subject matter, but there's people who are voting in very anti-education ways that just want to post the gifs or the memes of his quotes. Fuck that.
Yeah, seriously. Have you watched the new Matrix movie, Resurrections?
Yes.
I think you did.
I haven't
Okay.
seen Spider-Man yet, but we can talk
Okay.
Matrix.
Well, what is this? Oh,
You're about to get robbed.
okay. That would be some shit.
Right. Hey, you helped me earlier. Give me your money.
I see. That proved to me you're a chump.
Yeah, right. Clearly, you're a moron.
I'm just trying to get to the Tomato Mart to do that winning can I got during the testing.
That's right. Yeah, you fucking just straight up drew a winning can on your first try.
Let's see you try and punch me.
Oh shit!
Come on, hit me!
Oh, God.
Hit me!
Me? Punch you?
But you're old and feeble.
Alright, this is the best move in the game. Oh, come on.
It is. It's right up there.
That'll be the famous Hazuki style.
Your father was a bitch, and so are you.
Give me your
This guy. Oh man. All right, come on, let's go.
Okay. Here we go.
But yeah, you talking about that kind of reminds me of that as far as commodifying your
Right.
weapons. That it's just oh yeah, the Matrix. Okay, yeah, the Matrix. That's totally a cool thing, huh? There's a game and everything. It's just that is the brilliant and the worst thing you could do. That movie I did not like.
How did you
Okay.
But that was actually the best part of the movie.
There's more to
I really did like that they just embraced it and they're yeah, sure, fuck it,
Right.
and no one's ever gonna take it seriously now. Oh, you're a crackpot believing that video game, movie stuff. You think it's real? So it's kind of brilliant on the machine's part to do that, and I think about that with MLK.
Yeah,
and
am I out of line in saying that just straight up Neil Patrick Harris was the best part of that movie?
yeah, no, you're not out of line at all. He was fucking awesome.
He was, but he's
Yeah.
good in everything that he does. So
He is. He's just an actor. He is. He's good.
it's he's one of those actors like Leonardo DiCaprio. He became known for one role and then spent the rest of his career proving that he was more than that one role.
Yeah.
And not that his career is anywhere close to done, but you know what I mean. Everything
Yeah.
that he's done since has been dramatic departures from Doogie Howser, and he
Yeah.
always knocks it out of the park.
I gotta say, he's really good as a funny man. As far How I Met Your Mother's a great show.
Yeah.
But then just playing Neil Patrick Harris in the Herald and
I know. Oh my god,
But
that
this-
is absolutely this sadistic version of himself, his
Yeah.
kid.
Also, do you know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing?
You're supposed to be punching this old homeless man.
What did he say to do?
Punch.
Something
Now
like that.
kick.
Oh,
Punch.
step forward, dodge and throw. Okay, I could do
you
that.
hit dodge and throw at the same time.
Yeah. All right.
So 2 steps.
There
There
we
you go.
Oh shit.
This one is really good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And for the 70-man battle, yeah, that's gonna be good.
That's right. Yeah, the 70-man battle is a unique one because it's like it kind of has the same, like you can do a lot of the same moves, but it's like a free form. Like you're just, it's different from like the Virtua Fighter fights that you have against one or two enemies.
Yeah. It's definitely the Virtua Fighter style, but
It's like its own separate combat engine, which is really strange because they didn't have to do that.
No,
they could have just thrown 70 guys at you like one at a time, but instead they put you in a ring with like 10 of them at a time.
Yeah.
The Hazuki names known amongst martial
I won't say it's like a great system, but at the same time, it's unique.
It is.
They built it largely from the ground up. Obviously, it has a base in Virtua Fighter, but you know they had to. It can't just be facing one way or the other way. Like you got to be able to run around,
right?
And
they just let you do that. So going back to the Matrix, no, like overall, yeah, like I mean. I'm not sure I would say, like, I loved it, but I didn't, like, absolutely hate it either. Like, I thought it was better than 2 and 3, but nowhere near as good as 1.
Yeah.
But, you know better than 2 and 3 isn't saying a whole lot.
I will say the story actually is better than 2 and 3. I am one of those people that superficially, that is what I like about the movies for the most part, is the fighting and the action and the spectacle.
Right.
And when it comes, and which is funny because the first movie had a bit of that for sure, but not like it wasn't crazy like 2 and 3.
Yeah, the second one actually had the best fight scenes, I thought, but they were just weren't like they could have just released like a 20-minute clip of that movie that's just Neo in those fights, and that would have been fine with me.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of specifically the park fight with all the Agent Smiths.
That's what I'm thinking of too. That's my favorite part of the series.
The museum fight with the Manchurians bodyguards.
With the two albino.
No, not Manchurian,
dudes?
Merovingian, right? The French dude.
Yeah, with the dudes that could phase through stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Jeez,
God,
you're fucking this up, man.
It's so fucking hard. They got their boobies and they're in your face and you can't think about what they're saying.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Mad Angels some more. How do I... Oh,
I'm picking up on some hostility. That's good, because I'm laying it on you pretty thick.
Looks like they're gonna close. I should go.
No, dude.
Why did they fucking replace Timex with Sega?
Okay. Well, there's no way I'm getting home in time. I'm gonna rely on Ryo's teleportation powers.
I was gonna say, I bet you can. What's Ine-san gonna do? Yell at you?
Yeah, I'd love to see her try. Yeah, she will.
No, where she cries and it's just like super uncomfortable.
Oh god, yeah, that'd make me uncomfortable. Shit.
Right.
The thing is about the newest Matrix movie, there was a lot of good about it. And I'm reminding myself, if I haven't already told you this, I had a weird experience with it in the first 20 minutes, but for me, the action with Keanu Reeves, and I know that's something that people have been harping on a lot. It was a little. That's a great way to describe it. It's not like, oh, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't anything. It wasn't even on the scale of what I thought it should have been. It was just like I'm gonna stop all this stuff.
I know. It was like, I love Keanu Reeves. I really do. But I don't know. They had to give him like the mind deflect power because he just. God bless him, he can't do it anymore. And that's fine, but why did they have to shoehorn in action sequences with him?
Exactly.
When it's obvious that, like, or at the very least, just, make it super obvious that it's a stunt double and have him, like, kick flipping off the walls like Yoda or something.
I see.
I don't know. I thought the Hadoken move was a little bit forced.
It was, in fact, like you said, it didn't have to be fight scenes in that movie. Like, no, not with really. Him, at least.
Or at least not with him, yeah.
Because the new bunny person, like, I thought she was really cool.
Yeah,
I hate that they didn't focus more on her.
She was real cool. The one part that I did appreciate, though, is where they ask him if he can fly, and he tries, and he goes, "Yeah, it's not happening."
Oh yeah, that's right. I did like that.
That was good.
I don't-
Because
that-
see that's the kind of approach to like bringing back the grizzled veteran that I really appreciate. You know, when they acknowledge that, yeah, like he's still awesome, but just in a different way. He's not what he used to be, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And in fact, the fact like at the very end that they did have him like flying around with Trinity and everything. Spoiler alert to anyone watching this.
Yeah.
You know, all one of you. But you know,
Merry Christmas.
I don't know.
Alright,
I kind of
for
felt
Santa.
like it would have been more impactful if they like found each other and then their friends like step up their game. You know, like they don't have to fly around and fight. I know what they were going for. They wanted to empower Trinity, which was cool. But Trinity was already a badass in my book, so I don't know if that needed to be done to the extent
It didn't need to be done, and I'm not saying like, oh, woman, powerful, me afraid, but like, I don't get it.
No, me neither, because like she has
missing?
all like the same powers as Neo now, but like the whole purpose of the original was, you know, white male
The one.
patriarchy aside, Neo was the one, right? Like he
Yeah.
was special in some, like his mind just gelled with the Matrix in a way that others did not, and that's why he could do the stuff in the Matrix that he could do, right?
Yeah.
And so did like Trinity always have that capacity, or did she develop it when she died alongside him, or that I don't know. Like,
Do you
I
think
feel like
there's
that
an
could be
actual
explained.
explanation?
Yeah.
Like, is there an explanation, or were they just like, this is gonna be cool? Like, I have no idea.
Kind of like, and I sort of get the feeling like, and again, I don't want to be like, I don't want this to be interpreted by you or anyone else who may stumble on this video as like, oh, Chris is all down on them because they got a little preachy. I don't care about that. What I do care about is like, I really enjoyed the first Matrix, and it kind of established its own set of rules. Like the whole thing was kind of like a biblical metaphor, and Neo was the one, right?
There was a prophecy. I'm trying to remember. Like, the
And so,
prophecy
like-
was true, even if they lied that it wasn't. But
Sure. Yeah, and like it was true because he proved it to be true. Like he did the stuff that the prophecy said. And so setting all that aside then, like, is the main message now that anyone could be the one, and not like male, female, whatever, but like anyone in the Matrix could awaken and get the same level of skill as Neo had? And if so, like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I would like to hear more. I'm not down on that necessarily, but they didn't explain it.
Yeah, I would like if there is an explanation, you know, I'll go online, I'll take a look, and if there is something like, hey, here's even just theories or something that are like, oh, this actually makes sense. I could see that, but just watching it by myself, I was confused. Like, wait, how? Like, the movie didn't explain it, or if it did, I just totally missed it.
Yeah, no, and like the only thing that I can think of is that, you know, maybe it was something to the effect of Neo is not the one without Trinity. Like, Trinity's like the magic recipe that made him more, you know? But
and they
that's the
kind of
case
said
too,
something
then,
like that.
yeah.
Basically, that the new Matrix was running on their not chemistry, but
Kinda, yeah.
I'll
Right.
just take
Because
it right
that
there.
was like Neil Patrick Harris's whole thing, right? He needed to keep them together, but not too close.
Not
so that
too
he could
close.
manipulate them.
Yeah.
Right. Because like under these new rules, like if they got together, they would be top dogs in this new Matrix.
Yeah.
And that's what
That was
precisely what
very
happened at the end.
ballsy. That was kind of ballsy that could have happened, but he was just basically running the show in a way that he wasn't going to let it. It was kind of risky.
And I kind of liked when they revealed his true identity as like that giant machine at the end of Matrix 3, which, you know, still overall fuck Matrix 3, but it was a cool way to weave him back in.
Yeah. And it was when Neil Patrick Harris as the, you know, actor was kind of revealing it, and he's just like stopping time and kind of dicking around with it. It was like, wow, like I like how powerless they made him seem in that moment, because, you know, NPH, I'm just gonna call him that, like, I don't know, the therapist or whatever.
I love NPH.
NPH. But oh god.
Jesus, Rio.
Why am I
drift,
so bad
Max,
at this?
drift.
Drift, come on. Did you ever even driven a forklift? God.
Get your blue
I thought you said
shell.
you've done this. Okay, let's see if I
He
can
tries
actually
to
go
drift
the
and
right
he
way.
kills like himself and 2 others by accident.
Uh,
But yeah, no, like part of that was I don't know overall like if I was more smitten just by the fact that Neil Patrick Harris just gave another great performance, or if
Yeah.
it was actually the character itself. And I think like with all great roles, it was a combination. Like the villain was well done,
Yeah.
writing wise, and of course Neil Patrick Harris elevated it.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's the way it is with all good roles in cinema. You get a combination of good writing and the exact right person to play it, and you get magic.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, you got
the
it. Nice.
hardest turn.
Ugh.
Whew. That's
Rio's
a toughie.
done fucking around. Look at this. I wish you could just weave through the barrels and not give a fuck.
Just crash through them.
Right?
Yeah, I definitely didn't hate it, and
No,
I gotta
yeah.
say the fight sequences with the new crew,
Yeah.
I thought I don't know, I'm just gonna call her Bunny because I don't know her name now.
Yeah,
but
I can't
thought
think
she
of it
was
either. Like, and that's not good. That like, essentially the main character besides Neo, like the one that you're meant to be seeing the story through. I cannot
Yeah.
think of her name.
Yeah, she was fucking awesome though.
She was
I
like
whole
I could
aesthetic
appreciate
in the
how
Matrix
good
was
her
cool.
part in the story was, but like it's like you were meant to follow her to a certain point, and then
Fuck your mother.
oh no, and then they just handed it over to Neo, and like I thought
Yeah.
Morpheus, the new Morpheus
Oh,
was good. Oh shit. I thought the new Morpheus was going to be a way bigger part in everything than he was.
Yeah, I know they ended up explaining it, that it was like a program of sorts.
Uh-huh.
But in the beginning, I thought they were like explaining Morpheus's origin or something, and that he was like a
Yeah, me
like
too. That's where I thought they were going
agent.
with
And
that.
I was like, holy shit, I
would've
thought
been
that was
wild.
brilliant. But then it wasn't that, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
so cool. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm not getting first
That was
today.
probably one of my least favorite parts of it. Like, I don't know. I feel like he was only in there to say that they had Morpheus.
Yeah,
Like, hey, we brought Morpheus back. It's not the same actor, and now he's a computer, so he can
Yeah.
do all this crazy shit. But I don't know. Like I almost would have thought it might have been better if he was a completely new character. Like, it would have been kind of cool to see them convert an agent, and like, here's how an agent behaves in the real world. Like the fact that it was Morpheus kind of felt superfluous.
yeah.
Like, what Morpheus shit did he do other than sit in the chair and give Neo the pill?
Today, you gotta take this
It was kind of like I'm
Here's the
thinking
map.
about The
Don't
Force
forget the
Awakens,
quota.
Uh-huh.
and I like Rey as a character, and it was a twist.
Yeah, I thought Rey was
that I
the best part of those movies.
Yeah, it was a twist that because they promoted Finn so much, like I'm taking.
Yeah. Using the analogy there, Finn felt kind of like a missed opportunity,
Sorry.
just like Bunny Girl feels like kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, what they ended up doing with Finn, they didn't use his character nearly enough.
No, they
I mean,
totally backed away from him in the sequels.
Yeah. It. Let me just see where I go. So not
Like to the
towards
point,
the
like
bus.
his whole thing in Rise of Skywalker, like you had to Google that shit just to find out like what the hell he was going on about for the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
I have a secret to tell you, Rey. Don't ever tell
Oh
it.
yeah. But don't actually ever tell it because I feel like they.
Might be
They
important,
ended up, like,
but not important
rewriting
enough
that-
for us to show you on the screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did end up rewriting that movie. Like that was a whole that's been proven now.
Oh,
Because
really?
they have all this. They have all the. Oh wait a second. The other way's a shortcut. Okay, I gotta
Once you
remember
figure
that.
it out, you'll be able to get it every time. But
Yeah.
Is that it?
Okay. Let's see. It's 3. So 5, 4, 3, 5, 6. Damn it.
I think that's it.
1? Well, yeah. If it's has the door open,
I just start
Yeah,
putting him down somewhere else, and someone else will come and pick him up.
right? It seems like 3. Wait, where's 1?
Dude, I can't
Okay.
tell. Oh, you need to go back up this alley.
Wait, the one
No.
that I'm getting away from?
Well, fine. Make a right here. Make a hard right, and here we go. It'll be to your right. To your right.
Okay. There
There it
we
is.
go. There we go.
Okay. I just needed to enter the map. What the fuck you doing, Max? Oh, I see. You want to start in the corner. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
it's makes me most comfortable this way.
Smooth move.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Yeah, no, like I felt like they could have done a lot more with Finn, and they could have done a lot more with Bunny Girl.
Yeah, Finn was kind of like again, it was a twist, which I appreciated that it was actually Rey who the Force Awakened in, but like like Morpheus, where my first thought was I am totally going the wrong way. What am I doing? Let me go this way.
Okay, go down this way, make a left.
Make a left, yeah,
Hard
and
left.
then make a right.
No. Make another
Make a-
left.
Oh shit, you're right.
There you
Okay.
go. Now make a right.
Well, wait. I think this is a shortcut. If
Oh,
I
is
go
it?
past this truck, it might not be. Let's
Doesn't
see.
feel like
No,
a shortcut.
I think it is. I think it is. We'll see. They might be about equidistant.
Goro, I need you now. Help me, Goro. Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right.
I think it is a shortcut.
Yeah, no. At the very
Barely.
least, it's a much straighter shot.
Yeah.
It's an easier drive than ducking and weaving between all those other parts.
Whoop.
Oh yeah,
But,
this is way better. Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing about I was thinking, oh my gosh, a stormtrooper is going to be like a Jedi now.
See, I
Like,
think that would have been real cool.
Yes, I thought that was
Hard
fucking
right.
awesome. And then
Hard left. Hard left. Hard left.
There we go. Okay,
Another hard
there we
left.
go. Hard
There it
right,
is.
hard left. I can do that. You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. It's gonna be quicker.
But we're not going to do it at all.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can complete the day. I kind of messed up a lot.
Nope.
Nope. Oh shit. So it's a hard right, hard left. So then it's a hard left, hard right. I thought.
Okay, make a right. Hard right.
Hard right.
There it is. Go straight.
Oh, and then left.
Hard left. Yep.
And then there we
Yep,
go.
Follow it all the way. There you go.
Ah.
Rio's drunk. Rio is very clearly intoxicated.
I'll show that fucking Santa who
Is that
can
a sloth?
drink.
What was that on the floor?
I don't. It looked like a platypus or something.
Yeah, some
I
kind of
don't
animal.
know.
Yeah.
And now, I'm
And
too
now
busy
everyone's
doing
terrified of
investigating.
Rio. God, imagine if they had included like vehicle damage in this game.
Oh fuck!
Nope. Too late. It's already up.
It's already up. I don't want to waste time.
I've used that excuse before. Oh, baby, it's already up.
Okay, that was pretty quick. That was good.
I've used that
Already up.
excuse before too.
You gotta take responsibility.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
No. Okay, hard right. Hard left. Hard left. You're home. Boom. Nail it. Nail it. Put it on top of that boy.
I'm
Put it
gonna
next
put
to
it.
that boy. You know what? Just you do you.
You do.
Get it done.
All
right,
right.
hard right.
Ooh, that was
Hard right.
hard right and hard right again. Okay, and then hard left.
Hard left.
There
I
we
mean,
go.
not like you have a choice, but there you go. Now you got it.
All right, getting the hang of those tight turns. You really just got to do it just a little bit before.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of input delay, Sony. Come on.
Oh, that's true too. Now that I think about it, because I'm playing on the computer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You can only transport one crate at a
Though I
time.
gotta say, the Elgato
Unrealistic.
game capture does a phenomenal job of almost no input delay.
Seriously, and this is like, I think Elgato was like the first as far as making this stuff not expensive as hell.
Yeah,
Like, what is it, $60? Maybe it's even cheaper these days.
yeah. Like when I
Um,
eventually upgrade, I will be upgrading to another Elgato.
Yeah.
Well, like their 4K, 60 FPS, whatever unit.
Left.
Hard left.
Okay, there we go.
I'm drunk. Just start stacking them.
I guess I should do the easy. Yeah.
There you go.
I was like, maybe I should do the easy thing first, but no, it's the whole snowball mentality. Well, no, that is doing the easy thing first. Shit. Oh, God.
Hard right. Hard left. There you go. You're home.
There we go.
All right, what were we talking about?
Matrix? Matrix and Star Wars.
How the fuck are we 25 minutes into this episode?
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, I started with the Matrix.
I feel like you were making a point. There was something with MLK in there.
MLK Day, because MLK, he stood for like anti-capitalism.
He was the one.
There was, the stuff he's saying that was, they were calling him a communist for, that was pretty, it was pretty fringe, quote unquote, I guess you could say back then. It still is today, unfortunately.
It's like, I'd like to be able to go into an establishment and drink water. That's pretty fucking fringe.
There's that too. I mean, some of the stuff he was saying was fringe, but then there was the really
left. Your other left. There you go.
Then there was the whole civil rights movement. I mean, that was not, or it shouldn't have been, controversial, but it definitely was.
Well, yeah, because let's be honest, white people in America have been historically terrible.
Come on!
No! Lunchtime, eh? Better leave this right fucking here.
Just hops right out. Yeah, even like under LBJ, which he was the one that kind of helped push through like the actual Civil Rights Act, he was against it.
Oh yeah.
When he was campaigning. I think he just, kind of felt the change in the wind, and he was like, ah, shit, well, I guess.
Which, like, sometimes that's the best you can get from politicians, and that's still okay. Like, progress is progress no matter how it's achieved. I mean, sometimes you just have to put up with that shit and get legislation passed before any meaningful change happens.
Yeah. It's a little frustrating, the pace of it a lot of times.
Well, yeah, and the fact that, the last 4 years in America, we've basically taken, like, one step forward and then 3 giant steps back. I mean,
seriously.
Hi, Rio, isn't it?
Oh, like, I'm all buddies with these guys now, shit.
Yesterday. It was nothing.
Dude, what's wrong with your penis?
Mean-ass thugs in the harbor. Feels good to know there's someone like you.
Did you see this guy? Like, what's on his dick?
I'm not that strong.
Wait.
Zoom in on him. What's on this man's dick? What is that? Is that a belt?
Oh, it's a tied up jacket.
No, below that.
Yeah, it's the zipper part of it. I mean, it's a little weird.
It looks like a robo penis. Or like a
what?
really elaborate cup.
That makes more sense.
You know what, Chris? You're right.
You know what the fuck was I thinking?
You convinced me.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't know.
Work at the harbor.
Forgive me for being like cynical, but for Martin Luther King Day just kind of rings hollow right now with all the shit that we're like. I don't know.
No, for sure.
We harp a lot on our liberal politics on this show, and because it's not meant for other people, it's meant for us. But at the same time, like, I can't help but feel that, like, as opposed to, a decade ago, when it was sort of a more or less difference of opinion about the best way this country should go, I feel like either I'm just more polarized, or it has become much more clear-cut, like, who's doing good and who's trying to do bad. I don't know.
Well, I think that's what it is. It's like, you're not necessarily more fringe, even if you find yourself agreeing with certain sections or certain things, like, much, much more often. That doesn't mean, I'm not, like, weighing all the options anymore. No, it's just like, in our unfortunate 2-party system, one party has just gone off the fucking
right
deep end,
and so like even like on areas where I might have at one time leaned a little bit more conservative than liberal, like, I'll purposefully back away from it now, just because I don't want any part of the conservative movement as it exists in 2022 to gain leverage, like views on religious doctrine and freedom of speech for clergy and stuff like that. Things that, like, I do want to see preserved because, I want to be able to teach according to my beliefs. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to bring that forefront, because then, like, the neocons hear that and they're like, oh, yes, you're on our side. And so, you must support removing Obamacare and, all this other bass-ackwards policy that is part and parcel with pro-religion, and I say fuck that. I can be super pro-religion and at the same time say that what you people are doing is absolutely disgraceful.
Like the age of nuance seems to be over. Like,
yeah, and it's really sad because, like I said, 10 years ago I would have probably been considered more of a moderate, but in the two-party system you described, like I'm an ultra lib, so whatever.
So, yeah, which is really crazy because I feel like, I mean, yeah, even like Obama would have been like
no win.
A little conservative like 50 years ago.
Yeah, you know, the hilarious thing about Obama was that he really did try to extend the olive branch to the right. They didn't take it, but
he really went out of his way more than other presidents. And I think because he knew the unfortunate reality.
That as a black president, he was absolutely going to be portrayed as radical, no matter what he did. So he went out of his way to be as least radical as humanly possible in a lot of senses.
And potentially might not be the case, but I'm imagining more than maybe he personally wanted to.
Oh, I agree. I think he could have. Yeah, what the fuck is that? I agree. He could have leaned a lot more left than he did. But again, like his purpose was, you know, it's not just that I'm a black president. I'm the first black president. So he had the added pressure of like
almost like representing
exactly. Like I have to prove to the world that this is a thing that can work, and it's shitty that he had to prove that, but he did, you know.
If you don't know,
he had to.
I'll be on my way.
Had to play a part, which really fucking sucks.
Right.
Instead of just like being himself, and he was in a really really tough position.
Oh,
you know?
Totally. And there's a lot. People on the left kind of criticize him for that. Like here we had the first black president, and he played things kind of like a early 40s white guy would.
Yeah.
But you have to see it from his perspective too. Like if he had leaned radically left, even if like a lot of that would have been good things, he would have been demonized by the right.
Oh yeah.
To the point that it would probably be a century before we saw another black man elected or woman or anything else. Like we tried that before, and you remember the socialist agenda that he put forward.
And people will say, oh, well, they were always going to demonize him no matter what. And that's true.
Uh-huh.
But one, that would have made their job a lot easier. And two, a lot more people would have believed the right. And
the genius of Obama was that he gave them nothing. Like they were criticizing his choice of mustard, and he wore a tan suit one time, and like to a rational thinking person, it's like, wow, this is ridiculous bullshit, and he's done nothing. Like this is all that they have on him. And I think that was what was so. That was so great about him, was that he would just frustrate the conservative pundits because they knew like all that they had on him was that he smoked a little weed in college and wore a tan suit.
Yeah, it's like really the fucking salute gate. I think that was an actual thing.
Well, really? Like where he straight up just forgot to salute a guy one time. Like, fuck off.
And
dude.
if you watch that whole video, which is never shown, 5 seconds later he comes back out and salutes him.
Oh,
and he's like, hey, hey, sorry. Yeah, like that's never shown. He basically was just like, man, I really skipped that. What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy looks like he's being like, yeah, that's okay, that's fine. Like
right. Like you're the fucking president. Go on.
You're right. Yeah, and he still had the presence of mind to be like, "Oh, let me do this presidential thing,"
Yeah, right.
So,
well, and then like going further than that, like there were times too where like if the left really wanted to play the race card, they could have, but at the same time they couldn't, because if they did it too often, then conservatives would have been like, "Oh, they're always saying that we're racist," even though like we're being blatantly racist. Like remember when they criticized him for playing golf in like, let's just say it, like old white people golf gear?
Oh
my god, it's heinous. Like if you watch this, it sounds like references to like Uncle Tom. It's
wow.
It is abysmal. Like
that's
so basically Obama showed up on the golf course, and yeah, he looks a little silly, like I think all golfers look silly, and like one of those caps with the puff on top, and like the plaid pants and everything. And
Yeah,
That's just fucking golf.
that's
you know?
golf. That's part of golf.
But here's a black man and the president, and they're talking about this makes us look ridiculous on a national standard. I mean, like, what is Russia gonna think when they see these pictures? They're gonna think he fucking likes to play golf. Fuck you.
They
You
had
know?
nothing. It's like the shit they had to make up.
Well,
Like, look
yeah,
how
but
silly he looks
and it
playing
got worse
golf.
than that because they're like, is he pretending to be something he's not? It's like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Yeah,
the guy can't
like-
enjoy a game of golf in your goofy
Well,
pants, Fox News?
Okay, I take your meaning that they're being racist without being explicitly racist. Is he
Yeah.
pretending to be something he's not? Why? Why? Because he's not acting like inner city youth or something. Like, what are
Seriously.
you trying to say?
Like, because
'Cause he's
probably
playing
a lot
golf
of his
instead of basketball?
fucking Harvard law professors like to play golf, so he picked it up. So fuck
Yeah,
you.
like it is a networking game, and
Yeah, right.
he's the fucking
Like-
president.
Like the country club crowd does, he absorbed some of the fucking culture. You know?
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
Yeah,
Or,
it's-
I don't know. Again, see, and then the moment we start doing this, though, like, we're down the rabbit hole with them, and so
right. We're in the muck,
right.
even though it's totally true.
And
like,
again, like I said, the genius of the way that he conducted himself during his presidency was, no matter how stupid it got, he didn't get in the muck.
Yeah.
And like, clearly, I don't have that same willpower. Because
so
like, I want to
also
pick
get-
it apart and say, like, dude, you are being a fucking straight up bigot, and this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like as far as being in the muck, you know, maybe I would hope most reasonable people wouldn't think this, but maybe someone hearing this conversation would be like, "Oh, you're against MLK Day?" It's like, no, I'm not against observing what he stood for and the man, but I would argue that as far as observing what he stood for, very little of that is actually observed by people in power.
And not
you
only
know?
that, though, like the meme culture of the day has kind of like bastardized it.
Yeah.
Which again, you know, like, don't get me wrong, put MLK's face out there, put his quotes out there, but
Mhm.
like, then fucking go out and actually vote on it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Put when you're putting forth policies that would have him rolling in his grave, and you're just like, "Oh, happy MLK Day!" It's you know, here's
Yeah,
all
we
these
really threw you guys a bone, you know?
yeah,
Fuck off.
yeah. It's like the stuff that is so obvious to, like, oh, isn't it so much better that there's no racism in America? It's like,
I know,
what?
right?
First of
Oh,
all,
God.
what? And then second of all, even aside from that heinousness, he just
Dude, Rio
disappeared.
just fucking blipped that guy.
He just blipped him. Yeah, that's what I was
He
thinking
fucking
too.
snapped his fingers and he was gone.
It's like the first time he's ever done it. Like, what?
Oh my god.
Did I do that?
He goes
Maybe I
back and
gotta try
tests
it
it out
again.
immediately on Fukuhara.
It's
He just
like
leaves
Light
his job
Yagami in
and
Death
runs
Note.
home.
God
He has
damn
to
it!
test it out.
Why isn't this working?
Rio, what are you doing?
Shut the fuck up!
It was a magic forklift, maybe. I gotta go back.
He rams a forklift into Fuxan's bed. Yo, why? Fuck you, that's why. Anyways, yeah, like, I don't know. I agree. Like, and part of it is, I don't really like feeling this way because, like, I'm trying to improve my outlook, if that makes any sense. Like, trying to be more positive and
Because
like,
of your
put the
blood
best
pressure and
construction on
such.
well, yeah, because like, it's not good for me to have the level of vitriol that I do every time I open Facebook,
I
just to
get
check
you.
like if someone left me an important message and I see like people that I have formerly respected like posting Trump shit. You know,
Yeah.
it is real hard.
I totally get you. Like, it's definitely not like ignorance is bliss. I mean, maybe it is a little bit,
A
but
little
you
bit.
got to take care of yourself too. You got to take care of yourself,
Yeah.
you know? And that could be, it could take the form of just like choosing what you see, which I think is a good thing.
Mhm.
It could take a more negative form of like proverbial drinking the cough syrup every day, which
Seriously,
is like,
yeah.
don't put yourself in a situation where you feel like you have to like
Yeah.
apologize for how you think or
No,
try to...
I don't necessarily feel that way. It's just
Yeah.
like,
Good.
did you ever see the episode of Malcolm in the Middle where like he was like holding in like all the insults that he had for everyone around him until in the middle of a basketball game when he just spit out blood. That's what I feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like in my particular line of work, I have to serve people regardless of their political beliefs. And I'm perfectly okay with that. Like I think everyone should hear what the church has to say, and it's good and it's positive and it needs to be put out there for the betterment of society. But there's, you know, the evangelical movement, which is the polar opposite of that. And like that's just like something I have to deal with on a daily basis. And if I open my mouth about it, like you can bet your ass people will complain.
Yeah. It's frustrating, but I know, right?
Does he realize how powerless he is in this situation?
Or it's a big power move. But yeah, I think Rio is... Okay, there we go.
Bashes his head into the side of the building. Yeah, no, so I don't know. Like that's just kind of how it feels sometimes when like I get into these things. Or like when people will shoot me emails and be like, just so you know, Biden's making a list of all the Christians and he's going to come get us.
Oh my God.
Like, and they sent it specifically to me, so I have to respond. And I have to respond in the most mature and respectful way when all I really want to say is, no, they're fucking not. This is an HR thing, not a, you know, Nuremberg trials problem.
Oh gosh. Well, that must be really difficult.
Oh my gosh, it is. Because again, like I know that these are people who are more than capable of critical thought, but at the same time, like when politics is introduced, a nice use of that move. When politics is introduced, they like all of that just goes right out the fucking window. And you know, we're living in Nazi Germany, only instead of the Jews, you know, they're coming for the Christians, and they're just not. You know? But Biden is a fucking confessing Catholic. He'd have to come after himself. I mean, like if you really believe that he's this boogeyman who like is coming after your rights, like how do you even start? He's an old white Catholic, for Christ's sake. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Sorry.
So if you can't tell, like, I got one of these emails this week, and it's just been, like, on my mind constantly, because I haven't responded to it yet, because it came over the weekend, and thankfully I don't have to respond to it on the weekend. But, like, I'm just really thinking about how I'm going to do it. And...
tactfully, I guess.
Well, so the person in question, who I will not identify in any way, shape, or form, sent me an email, and they're like, I found this article very interesting. Do you think we should put out a statement on this? And the article is from a far-right publication, and it concerns people who have government jobs that are taking what's it called? A religious exemption from the vaccination. So they're refusing to get vaxxed, but they're saying that they're doing it because of their religious beliefs. And so, as soon as HR gets a hold of that, what do you think they have to do? Like, not just in a government job, but in any job. They have to report it, right? And they have to write it down and say that so-and-so has taken a religious exemption and therefore will not be vaccinated. So that if they get hired in any other job, they know this and they don't like step on their toes or their rights or whatever.
Yeah. Makes
like
sense.
you have to document that shit, right? Like you can't not document it. Or you could get sued by that person when they get hired somewhere else and they say you have to be vaxxed. No, I don't. I'm a Christian and I don't have to be vaxxed. Whatever. So they have to record it. This article has said that by recording it, the Biden administration is creating a list of Christians who refuse to get vaccinated, and only time will tell what he does with this information.
The thing is like when people see a headline like that, there's people who
Biden's making a list. Biden's making a list.
But they're being tricked. They're not literally. They're not trying to like drink the Kool-Aid. They're not trying to trick other people. But you have to think the people, maybe if not the writer, the people on the top Like,
Yeah.
they know they have to purposefully stretch that quite a bit to get to that.
Well, and it's so clear. Well, and the article goes on to be like, oh, this particular branch of the government, or this particular office in the government too, has a 51% majority of black employees. So much for Biden's
What?
social progressive agenda. Like that is a straight. I'll send you the article. That's a straight up line in that article.
Yes, please send me the article.
Oh,
just so I can
you will
get
need
my
a
blood
drink.
pressure raised.
Make sure you have a beer or some scotch
Oh.
or whatever you want to drink with.
I was reading something from the Atlantic today, and actually I should put it on Facebook because it's kind of required reading. But that definitely
is
raised my blood pressure too. Is as far as how hospitals are just really just falling apart. And a lot of people kind of don't believe it, and a big part of that is because if you're not in healthcare, you don't see it.
Right.
It's not exactly on the news all the time. It is at first, and then it kind of goes away.
Hey, remember that? Hey, no, Max, it's cool, man. We clapped for you guys one day.
You were heroes.
You got your standing ovation. You should be good.
No, I did not finish that. I wasn't even close that time. Oof.
It was that
But I
first
think
half hour where we were struggling to get
Right.
into the
Good
fucking.
job.
Oh,
I
no,
should
He
make
seemed-
quota.
He seems cool with you.
I met quota for sure.
You met quota,
Yeah.
son.
There you go.
So starting tomorrow, you'll get a 50 yen raise.
It's pretty.
That'll be 400 yen per
I won't say
crate.
it's hard not to meet quota, but you got to mess up pretty bad.
Yeah, you do.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, that one was just like, if you're outside of healthcare, I almost get it because after the spikes, it seems like it goes back to normal, but it really doesn't. There's people who, didn't have coronavirus, who had like surgery scheduled or other sick illnesses that they were just put off because during the spike, they're like, well, that's non-emergent. We're going to have to just treat that later. And then all that shit just starts coming back. And then the next spike comes, or the next variant comes.
The next variant, yep.
Yeah, and you're still reeling from the last stuff.
Yep. And so it gets compounded, right?
Yeah,
And
like
the
people
same
don't realize.
the same people who are like, oh, okay, so now we're done with it and we can do it everywhere. They're the same ones that are the first ones in the ER, like accusing you of not being ready. It's
At least,
and then they also like my personal favorite is when they accuse the CDC of moving the goalposts on COVID. It's like, dude, it's a fucking variant. We've told you what you have to do, and you refuse to do it. We're not enforcing restrictions because we want to.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's
go
also
on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm not. Oh no, that's fine. And as far as the CDC, like we should definitely be listening to what they say. I'm not totally like 100%. Oh, the CDC's right about everything. Like,
no, of course not.
When it comes to the 5-day thing, that's very much just like really.
That's like the best we can do right now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to prop up, and I'm a little more radical where it's like, okay, they're trying to prop up a failing capitalist system. At the same time, when it comes to like small business owners and everything like that, I get that they're hurting,
Right.
And I wish we had a more robust government that would be like, okay, let's try to help you out with that. Oh, is old man gonna teach me something new? But
You youngin', you been
fuck, what was I talking about? Oh, well. That's what the article was. It pissed me off. So yeah, it was totally right. It just reminded
That's why
me
it pissed you off.
what's going on. And it's like people aren't going to realize it until they're really ill. Maybe with something that's not even COVID, and then they go to the hospital and realize, oh shit, these waiting times are crazy. Oh wait, they're not giving me as much care as they used to. Like already we're at the point like people are going to die of things that they wouldn't have died of 2 years ago.
Oh yeah,
Like
totally.
that's sad. That's
it really
horrible. It's
because you just don't have the capacity for it right now.
Yeah, or the time per patient, like to use them, or they have to discharge patients who are just barely stable to make room for others coming in.
Right.
And then they'll miss things, or people who really should be there. So anyway, it's like people will be like, oh, things are fine, and then
let's all get on a fucking airplane,
yeah, they'll come try to use the hospital system at some point and realize, oh, then they'll realize, oh, it's not fine. Oh, this is like
Well-
what happened to our once great system.
Yeah, exactly. Or worse, they start to feel indignant because they're not being served. And it's like, dude, again, I'm sorry, fuck you. Because-
Yeah.
Like I have a clear picture of like the kind of person in my head who like goes into a hospital after actively posting anti-vaccination horse shit and
Mhm.
expecting premium care and like the world just to slam on the brakes for them.
Yeah, I really got to stop looking at the Herman Cain Award subreddit. Like,
Oh my
It's-
god, yeah, dude. I like Reddit has been like, again, like you said, it just kind of raises my blood pressure on a daily basis. Like
I
I had
get
to
you.
unsub from like anything political because I just get sucked in and I get so mad.
yeah, and it's my own damn fault.
Uh-huh.
Oh gosh, the internet
Happy
is
MLK Day,
Yeah.
guys.
wow.
This is a
It's
metaphor.
a double-edged sword. The internet can be a fantastic thing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and really enlighten you if you lit it and make you happy with wholesome stuff too. But
yeah.
it's also easy to
Like play the
get
hits.
into things that really piss you off.
Like play the hits. Okay, so my solution to that has been, you used Reddit as an example. Basically, like what I have on Reddit now is like hobby stuff, like PC gaming and
I'm dodging the wrong way.
like I'm part of a gin subreddit and I use that when I plan what gin I want to buy next and
Yeah.
basically stuff like that. Like I've basically stopped getting my news from Reddit. And what I've tried to do instead is I told you about how I'm like totally enmeshed in the Apple ecosystem now. I'm using Apple News. And I'm like actually reading articles. I feel like such an adult, I'm like actually reading, Rolling Stone and the Atlantic and a bunch of other Forbes and stuff like that. Because like what you're, oh shit,
Yeah, you
gonna
better.
be close. What you're unable to do on, oh god, no.
Oh no! I gotta
Puke
retry
some
that
blood.
shit. Right?
So what you're unable to do,
It looks
What
so
you're-
flat there.
right? Redo? Oh, yeah,
Redo.
Okay. What you're unable to do on Reddit is, process the headline and like actually digest what the full story is and like, if it is something really shitty, like what can be done about it. Because on Reddit, everyone's in the same boat as you are, right? They're not pundits and analysts. They are reacting like you are reacting, right? So
Yeah.
like if I see a headline and that headline makes me furious, well, go ahead and read the article and like get the big picture, right? On
Yeah.
Reddit, like the first thing that I do is I look at Donald Trump tweeted that all Mexicans are evil, and I'm like, oh fuck that, and then I'm gonna go in the comment sections and I'm gonna look for the people that are like, yeah, fuck Trump.
Yeah,
And-
for sure.
and
Everyone
then
does
I'm
it.
gonna
They-
post like a clever meme, and I haven't read shit, like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like the whole article could be like Trump tweeted this horrible thing, but fortunately now his account is banned for a month.
I'm not the
Just
greatest at
stepped on that dude. Oh god.
at countering.
Yeah,
like, I'm trying-
countering's kind of a chumps game.
It kind of is. It's more like you feel cool when you pull it off.
Yeah. But anyways, like right now I'm doing a little bit of like still getting my news, but like trying to get it more carefully curated, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Or like at least written by people who
There we
really know
go.
what the fuck they're talking about, so that from sources that I trust, so that I don't inadvertently post something like this person sent to me in that email. Like
Yeah,
it's just from like a right wing blog, and it's just like
I
way out of
think-
left field.
I think you're probably too smart for. I wouldn't say it'll never happen, but give yourself more credit. I know you. Everyone can be reactionary.
I was gonna
just
say
don't
I
think
know
you're the
I know
type.
enough about myself to know that I have reactionist tendencies.
So, looking for your brother.
Would that end with you hitting the share button though? Like,
He's a bachelor. and-
Well, no, because I'm paranoid about sharing anything on social media because of my job.
Okay, gotcha.
Kill.
So
Okay.
that's in a weird way,
Follow
that's
the
kind of
Ninjas,
served
kill your brother.
as a positive
appears
side
he
of this,
leads
is
in
that
the
like
Yeah.
social media for me now is basically just pictures of my
Is that
kids,
why
and like
they-
if someone from the church needs a hospital visit or a prayer, that's where I get it.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell.
Okay.
Only one
That's
person was killed.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't
I
stop
guess
me
that is
from
a
seeing the
positive.
ignorant shit that other people are posting, but
Yeah,
I just
get
don't
that.
react to it.
But you get to keep your job. Yeah.
Yeah, because so I can keep my job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dio.
Which again is why we have a plan B for Play the Hits. Let's play the hits.
Let's play.
With some Chinese
Yeah.
a Chinese cartel.
The
Oh,
what was I gonna say?
GU, man.
I don't think it's not wrong to try and purposely focus on other things, because it's not like it's not like those things aren't there. Yeah, you got to do it for your mental health sometimes.
Mhm.
And I also think with just outrage spreads faster than like goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Because for clicks and also this fear, it's tied into that.
And because people like the one in question absolutely will share that shit and give you an extra 500 views.
Yeah, like even if they meet at the back of Warehouse 17, who would have fucking thought?
Right? What gave it away?
I think even if you are curating your news and stuff from reputable sources,
Yeah.
like I feel like what you're getting doesn't represent real life necessarily, as far as just the amount of what you get, you know.
Sure.
It's always going to be things that can be headlines and not necessarily, hey, all the trains are running on time and
Yeah,
you know
that's true.
things are going okay in this town. Like,
Yeah.
that's not going to be in the paper. Oh,
Well, like at the very least last year, the economy was on kind of a decent uptick. Now it's like inflation. But, you know.
oh my god,
fuck inflation,
dude.
by the way. We haven't talked
Yeah.
about inflation.
I got kind of a very surprising market price increase at my side job.
Dude, tight.
It was, like I got, so merit increase from main job was like 70 something cents. It was like 2%.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, ugh, okay, so it's like feels like, no, it definitely is like a pay cut considering what inflation is right now.
Oh, yeah. man.
And then my side job, it's the same thing. It was about 70 something cents, about 2%. And this was last year, like
Uh-huh.
November. And so then last week I get called in and they're like, hey, you know, with just how to stay competitive, you know, here's a market increase, basically. Nothing to do with merit. I'm like, okay, cool. This is unexpected. It'll be nice to get like another $1 or something like that. $6 an hour raise.
Nice.
Like, I was a little floored, and I know I shouldn't be like, oh my god, like this is, but it kind of was. It's the first time I've ever gotten a raise that big,
Mm-hmm.
and I know our inflation is like way out of control, but it was surprising.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do here. I think I'm actually going to go back to Debuita. Maybe I'll just train a little bit, actually. So
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of inflation, like totally left field compared to what we've been talking about, but did you see the horse shit that NVIDIA just pulled?
No, okay. What's
Releasing the new RTX 3080 12 gig instead of 10 gig, but it's double the price.
I should look around a bit more.
up? Oh. Okay, Rio. Okay, actually, never mind. I did see that.
So like,
Yeah,
so literally more or almost somewhere in that ballpark. You could get like a 3080 Ti or a 3090, but this one is basically they saw the inflation and they got remorse for what they priced the RTX 3080 at, and so they made a nominal upgrade to it and jacked the price fucking sky high.
And this is gonna replace the
3080.
The 3080, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is,
And I mean, it's
and
all
it
going to get
kinda
scooped up by scalpers anyways, but it's
Oh, yeah.
basically just for NVIDIA to be able to see more profit off almost the same damn product.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
been
never
out
mind.
for over a year.
I did see the shit they pulled, and it's like pretty much the same product. I mean, even with games how they are these days, you're
Mhm.
really not going to run into much memory issues.
No.
Like, very rarely, I would say.
It is
but
super, super anti-consumer.
Yeah, it's crazy that they're just because it was never Nvidia that was jacking up the price. Like
No, it was the scalpers.
even stores were starting to jack up their price like secondhand and be like,
Mhm.
hey, we can get away with this, even selling it on the shelves for like, and then other
Yeah, right.
other
You could buy it
companies.
new for 700, or you could buy it from me for
Yeah.
1,000.
And
What?
and even the companies that at first were charging more for it started charging even more
Mhm.
because they could get away with it. But
Yeah.
Nvidia themselves, like the Founders Edition and just the stuff that they're selling themselves,
Right.
didn't do that until now, basically. And it's just like to commodify that, like one, the outrageous prices that scalpers are doing, that's going to go up even more. Like
Oh,
what
yeah,
incentive do
it's
they
gonna
have
be
to keep prices the
heinous.
same? If
Like
prices
I
were,
said, it's anti-consumer. Like they do
Yeah.
not care about the people who just want to use these things for video games.
yeah, it sucks. Like I applauded them when the 3000 series first came out. Like compared to the 2000 series, like the
Yeah, you're
2080.
getting a lot more bang for your buck. Yeah.
Oh my god, they were so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Like it was insane
was
what
great.
a 3070 cost, what a 3080 cost. 3090 was still pretty expensive
Yeah,
for
but
what it
that's
was.
like their Cadillac. So
Yeah, that was their top end. If
very
you want
few people
this,
are
buy
getting the
it.
3090.
Yeah, but with this, the 3080 was, 3070 and 3080 were probably like their best sellers.
Yep.
And so to replace one of their best sellers with this, which is like again a nominal upgrade that
For
pretty much
$1,200.
no one
I mean, that
is
is
going to see.
just obscene.
Yeah, no one's going to see the advantage of that. Okay, I'm not seeing much of anything around. Maybe I should start going inside of places, but
Where you
I
at,
don't ever
Goro?
remember. I don't ever remember any cutscenes happening like inside the Alpha Trading Office.
Just
or
start
anything
like talking
that.
to random people.
You know
See
what?
happens.
Maybe because they'll point me in some direction
Right,
and see
yeah.
what Beefcake has to say.
What the hell you want?
Oh,
Have you
he's
seen any of the Mad Angels around the harbor?
Get lost. I didn't see shit.
He writes
Dude,
that down in his journal. Didn't see shit.
Yeah, go fucking die of emphysema.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm pissed. Like, basically, I'm going to be hanging on to my
Sorry.
computer in its
Ask someone
current
else,
form
will
for
you?
at least
I see.
another year. Like, seeing how this
Yeah.
starts to shake out.
That's what a lot of people are doing. And hey, like your computer's running fine, that's cool.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who, when the newest generation of systems came out, they were like, okay, time to upgrade my PC, and they fucking can't.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and it's very, very few, but I'm starting to see some games where I don't
It's
meet
closed.
certain requirements
Mhm.
because of the generational jump in like ray tracing and stuff like that's starting to become standard. And
Yeah.
I bought my graphics card right before that happened.
Yeah.
And so for a couple of years, I'm good because it was an optional thing. Now
Yeah.
it's becoming pretty standard, or the game is
Excuse
built
me.
around it, and so like to disable
What is
it
it,
like
youngin'?
is still
Do you
yeah.
ever
I don't know.
where the Mad Angels
It's
hang out?
weird.
Why are you looking for
Yeah.
them?
It
I hear you've been getting yourself
It
in all
sucks.
sorts
And-
of trouble.
I really need to know where they are.
sorry, I am like so distractible.
If
I'm-
you know
No,
them,
it's cool.
please explain.
Well, and this is like
Already.
totally a
Come
first
back
world
here at
problem.
night.
Like, oh, this
Here?
awesome
They
computer that I
always
poured
gather around
all
here
probably
at
like
night.
$2,000
At
into,
night.
like all of a
I
sudden isn't
understand.
running games at
Thank you.
high
Don't
settings
go
anymore.
doing nothing
Yeah.
reckless,
Woe,
you
woe
hear?
is me, right? But at the same time, like if I work hard and I make decent enough money that I want to be like investing into my favorite hobby, why should I be impaired in doing that because of scalpers and corporate greed? Like fuck that,
yeah.
you know? Well,
Yeah, don't
yeah, you can't
and
just
you won't. You don't buy into that as far as
yeah, you
like, oh,
can't
shit,
just
well,
release the same product for $500 extra and act like you're doing me a favor.
yeah, right.
Especially when, even if I were willing to plop down that kind of money for a 1.5-year-old piece of hardware, like that's not even a fucking option because of scalpers.
Yeah.
Like they're not correcting this or doing anything meaningful about it because they're still making the money. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if a scalper buys it or if I buy it.
And
Doesn't affect their bottom line.
Really, like you have a PS5, So there's a lot you can kind of
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
well I can get
like
these
I said,
games.
total first world problem, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just saying like you got options, and a lot of the best games hopefully will come out on that system.
oh yeah.
Hey, you bro, waiting on the
Good.
bus, man.
What's groovin', bro?
But I think I shared with you before,
Have you
like there's
seen any of the
certain
Mad
kinds of
Angels
games
around?
that like I'm
You know,
way
right?
more like a Final Fantasy
At
game.
night,
I'm
huh?
playing that shit on console. But like a first person shooter like Doom or something by Bethesda or something that's like really like immersive. I
Yeah.
kind of want to do that on my PC. Like that's as the consumer, that ought to be my prerogative.
Yeah.
So yeah, fucking video.
it's crazy how big of a jump it is, and of course like it's almost like unless they were some kind of like I don't know not for profit or something, or they were just selling these out of the goodness of their heart. It's almost like why wouldn't they do that? Because they're totally
Yeah.
going to get away with it.
Yeah,
Like people are going to keep
it's
buying
kinda,
these
It's kind of like
things.
the same thing as what was his name, Pharma Bro, a couple years
Oh,
ago.
Shkreli.
Yeah. Look, like just because what he did was legal and like made sense from a business standpoint. I mean, that doesn't mean that he should have fucking done it. Like there
No.
are abuses of the system, and in the way that I'm viewing this whole conundrum right now, I think Nvidia right now is playing this all wrong, and they absolutely are capitalizing on a broken system.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Yeah, making like capitalizing, or what am I trying to say? Just because it's good business, yeah, it
Mhm.
doesn't, and it's like the consequences that they'll see pale in comparison to the profit that they're going to
Totally.
make. Like, yeah, it doesn't make it right, of course, but and capitalism in general, ha ha ha. Like,
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. We hold going back to the MLK talk from earlier. We hold capitalism up like it's this, golden goose that's going to solve all of our problems, and it leaves us completely unable to give honest critique to it because otherwise, you're a socialist or a communist.
at least in this country.
Oh yeah,
Like
in
most
this- you're
developed
right.
countries
Right.
have capitalism, and I feel like they can have a healthy debate.
Oh,
And
totally.
here, you're a fucking lib or you're unpatriotic.
Yeah, and
Like,
don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-capitalism. I'm anti-abusive capitalism,
yeah,
like real
like
hard.
regulated capitalism.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude.
it's
You can't have. I mean, like, if the world has shown us anything over the last 4 years, it's that you can't have nice things unless you fucking regulate the shit out of it.
yeah.
Like it is necessary because human beings are greedy, nasty
Yeah.
creatures a lot of times.
And they're always, it's not all of them, but the ones that are going to have a kind of a not outsized, I guess you could call it like outsized impact on things.
Yeah.
Um
Like that's the whole reason trickle-down economics doesn't work. It relies on the capacity of the rich not to be enthralled by their money.
yeah. And
It's
not
like,
to
they're
just
going to be
keep
so
it.
rich that they won't even notice how much they're giving away.
Yeah, right.
No.
These job creators, generous job creators.
I
Yeah,
mean, to be fair,
I
they
do
did
love.
create a lot of jobs overseas where they stiffed their workforce. but,
I do love that. Man, I keep seeing Santa here every time.
Yeah, Santa's
Um,
trying to tell you something.
Right. All right. Let's. Well, I'll practice.
There's
a
like an
little bit,
alternate
but-
ending where Santa's the final boss.
Oh, can
This
I?
has got to be the
when
end of
it's
the
this late?
episode, by the way, when Rio goes to sleep.
Oh shit. Okay. Here, let's
Look
play
at the
some.
time. I really should go home early today.
Fuck. Okay, fine. We'll just go.
No, I got to
Fuck.
fight.
get some fucking play
Hey,
some
man, you know what you
pachinko,
could do?
Get some capsule. Yeah.
You want to buy some fucking capsules? I do, Sonic.
I do.
Fucking do it.
When you say it like that,
It's midnight. What are you, a pussy?
you worthless sack of shit. Get out your wallet.
Stop crying, you coward. You're right, Sonic. You don't need
American
to fucking
exceptionalism.
eat. You need more capsules.
American exceptionalism is a hell of a thing.
Oh my god,
It's-
it's yeah.
I think
And
that's the whole
it's
reason.
so frustrating because like I'm not patriotic, but like I'm nowhere near like this idea that everything good comes from the American system. You know, like we can do so much better in so many areas if we were just willing to give an honest critique of, you know, our shortcomings.
Yeah.
But we're not.
No, but we're not. Not really.
Our government is not. Let me put it that way.
No. Hopefully, give it another decade or so. More people our age will be a bit older.
The truth of the matter is, like, and I hate to put it this way, but, you know, once some of the older members of our government start dying or retiring, that's going to make a hell of a difference, I think. I hope.
I feel like, one, we've been saying that for... why? Why is it corrupted all of a sudden? Following save data spectrum will be restored.
All right. Better save in multiple slots just to be sure.
Yes, I definitely am.
You're right. We have been saying that a long time, but because they get primo healthcare for being part of the government, they're not dying.
Yeah.
But age will catch up with them eventually. I mean, look at Mitch McConnell. You mean to tell me that motherfucker has another decade?
Yeah, right? I mean, I feel like he does run on pure evil and spite. So as long as things are going the way they're going... It's
incredible. Like, if you just hate your coworkers enough, you can show up to work every day to piss them off. No matter how old you are.
But going back, like, I know we've been saying that a lot. I actually kind of think that things will change for the better. And yes, it is a bit maudlin to say, like, oh, as they die off, but I think things have been so bad for so many, for like younger millennials, hell, older millennials, and Gen Z especially.
Dude, we're now fucking older millennials. That's weird.
Dude, I just realized, okay, your birthday hasn't come up yet, but
it's less than a month away, though.
Forgive me for saying this. If you can't say you're not in your mid-30s.
Nope, I'm over the hump on my way to 40. Jesus.
Like, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, fuck. But
I know
what I was gonna say is people have been taken advantage of, and I feel uniquely, like, you know, boomers and silent generation, all of them, like, they were able to buy a house. They were able to work, you know, and pay off their they didn't graduate from college completely in debt to start off with. Well, and I so feel like,
going to your conclusion with that, like, basically what that has led to, like, even if they don't mean to be malicious, their point of view doesn't exist accurately in the 21st century right now.
No,
like
correct.
Pick yourself up, work harder, and get that promotion and buy that house. That's not available to everybody.
Yeah. And going to my conclusion on this, I'll say that it'll be volatile changes. People who are affected by this will hopefully start getting into local forms of government, and then higher levels eventually, and be like, guess what? Shit needs to change.
Right. And like, she's like popular or notorious depending on how you look at it, because she did it first. But like, look at AOC, right?
Yeah.
Like, people like her and like in that age demographic need to start getting elected in order to make the kind of changes that will actually benefit millennials and Gen Z.
For sure.
I definitely feel, like, you know, I the reason that I kind of shy away of like, oh man, isn't it going to be so great when the boomers all die, is because that kind of thinking slides real easily into eugenics.
Oh yeah, I get it.
But at the same time, like, there is a problem group of people that refuse to let the next generation pick up the reins because they're not done making money yet, apparently.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Exactly. Like,
and they're not going to be until they take that money to their graves. So
if only, and this is kind of a big ask for anyone, I guess, to critically think and see yourself and be like, you know, I'm a little set in my ways. You know, my thinking is not as flexible as it once was.
Yeah.
Maybe I let the new generation kind of take this, and I go to some other consulting position and make a shit ton of money that way. Like, sure, whatever.
Right. Well, and the funny thing is that would require emotional maturity. Instead, the Republican Party has made Trump their frontman. So...
Yeah.
So again, right, well, like I said, I may be more radicalized than I was 10 years ago, but if I am that way, it's because they pushed me that way.
Yeah. Send me that article.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, make sure you have a stiff drink on hand.
Yeah, but for the most part, like,
I'm sending
just
it to you
take,
right fucking now, actually.
take care of yourself. Yeah. Watch
Watch
your
your
heart.
phone. I'll text you here in a second.
Sure.
But...
Okay.
All right, man. Well, hey, have a good
All
night.
right.
Next time we're gonna get hopefully pretty close to the end of Shenmue, because now you should be moving towards the Mad Angels, which is the
Yeah,
last
I
major
have
plot arc.
like what 2-3 more days, 4 more days working in the harbor, and then I'm like done. They kind of forced my hand.
Right.
Like, I don't even think you can stop this at this point.
No.
I'm pretty sure it just takes you to the end of the game at this point.
I think you have, like, before you get on the boat, I think you do have a little bit of flexibility to do some stuff. I could be wrong.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I might be wrong. But anyways, we'll see.
All right, man. Well, have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Yep, you too, buddy.